Hey, everyone. I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you have had a wonderful week. For those of you who tune in every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, welcome on back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. If you are brand new to Mental Health Moment, welcome. We are here live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. And if you're joining the replay of this on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page, be sure to like this page, share this video, and subscribe to the lovely page. So welcome. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Let me know where you are tuning in from today in the chat. If you're brand new to mental health moment is all about how do you work on becoming the best version of who you are so you can show up powerfully for yourself and for the people around you. So let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat. As for myself, I reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, where it is incredibly hot. It continues to be hot. I feel like this is like the hottest summer. I don't know. I've lived in Florida for a long time and I don't know what's going on here. But it just feels incredibly hot. I cannot wait for the temperature to well, not that we get winters, but get a little cooler. But nonetheless, but welcome again. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I'll go over a couple quick announcements, and then I will start today's mental health moment. So, couple quick things. One is on Saturday. Wow, it's a couple days away. Okay, so this Saturday, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, August 29th, I will be speaking at, it's called the Mind Masters Workshop. It is for middle schoolers, upcoming middle schoolers in the Tampa Bay area, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and also parents. So I'll be speaking to the parents. There's also programming for the kids, for the preteens and the teenagers. So it's going to be a great event. There's also a lot of great activities. It's very focused on mental health and wellness for middle schoolers, which we know they really, really need because there's a lot going on in middle school. But also, I'll be there again talking with the parents. So if you're in the Tampa Bay area, be sure to register. You can register at Vincent Jackson Family Foundation. And let me get you the link. And I apologize again. I don't know why on LinkedIn, my let me find it real quick for you. My links never go through on this platform for LinkedIn. But so if you are on LinkedIn, you can just go to Vincent Jackson Family Foundation and you'll see the information there about Mind Masters. But I'm going to post it here in case you guys want to register or you know someone again in the Tampa Bay area. It is a free event too. It's a half day event, but it is a free event. So if you're on Facebook or YouTube, it went through, but I apologize again for the LinkedIners. But it is the Mind Masters Wellness Workshop. Actually, you guys can't see that either, but I was going to say, I'll type that into the chat. Mind Masters Wellness Workshop, and it's hosted by the Vincent Jackson Family Foundation. Jackson Family Foundation. Let me see if I can at least put that on the screen. Let's see. I think I can. Let's see. Woohoo, look at me. Technology. Okay. So it's on the screen here. So the Mind Masters Wellness Workshop hosted by Vincent Jackson Family Foundation. Again, if you're on LinkedIn, I do apologize. I don't know why my links won't go through to you all, just the other platforms. But yeah, be sure to register again this Saturday. Let me get the date right for you all. This Saturday, August 29th. It's a half-day event, morning event, half-day event. If you know any upcoming 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students, and also, like I said, there's programming for them. And then I'll be speaking, I'll be the keynote speaker for the parents, talking about how to keep our kids emotionally healthy, which we need to be doing, but also taking care of ourselves. So, and it's in Tampa. Okay. Okay, so let me take that off the screen real quick if I can remember how to do that. Okay, there we go. All right, one other announcement. And hi, thanks for joining here. Let me know where you're tuning in from today in the comments. Build Better Health sounds like a very interesting show. So awesome. So the other announcement I wanted to make too, and I'll put that here in the chat, and I'll also, well, actually, it's already on the screen. Is where you see takeyourmentalreset.com. It's already actually on the screen, but I'll put it in the, well, for my Facebook and YouTubers here. So I started a new community. It's a brand new community. It's called the Mental Reset Community. So many of you that have been on Mental Health Moment, because I see your names that are so familiar for years, some of you. So thank you for being here, first of all, for you. But so I started this new community. It's completely free, and we are going to be diving in to making sure we're checking in with ourselves, taking the minute. If you don't know what that means, you'll know in the community. For you, also finding ways to have a safe space and also making sure we're mentally resetting ourselves, because it's very easy to get bogged down with everything that's going on around us. So again, takeyourmentalreset.com. You'll see it at the top of the page. There's also some other information on there uh, about me and my services and all the things that I'm normally doing. But at the very top of the page, you'll see where it says to join the free mental reset community. So I invite you to do that. Would love to have you in there. Takeyourmentalreset.com. It's on the screen already. It's also in the chat, except for my LinkedIners. I apologize. And yeah, I would love to see you in there. So let's see here. We got greetings from Virginia. Welcome. Maine is in the house. Welcome, welcome. I haven't been to Maine in so long. I just remember Maine being like so beautiful. And I can't remember even what city I was in, but I just remember it being so beautiful. It's actually on my, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, for those of you who have been on Mental Health Moment before I started today's Mental Health Moment for a long time here, you know that I've traveled all around, and I'm honored to meet people from all different walks of life and to speak to different communities. But what I did do, which I preach to you all the time, as an aside, about taking a minute, a lot of places, if again, if you're on Instagram, you'll see in my highlight, it literally says take a minute on like one of the highlight reels, I guess, above on the main page. And one of the places, that's just to remind me when you said you're from Maine, one of the places I took, because I do a lot of like nature pictures and that sort of thing, was actually northern Maine. There was like, I believe it was a sunset in northern Maine, but it was just a really beautiful place. So if you're ever interested in taking a minute for you, that's one of the ways you can do that. Just click on my highlight. There's so many different places that I've been, like I said, just honored to visit. And if you're not new to Mental Health Moment, you know I like spending time in nature. Maybe a sunset more than a sunrise, or yes, because of not being a overly morning person here. So, but nonetheless, just finding ways to take that minute, because we all need to take our minutes, right? Oh, someone said, especially right now during summer, lobster hugs. I love that. Oh, yes, I do remember that too. It is beautiful. Yes, I do remember the lobster from Maine too. I was like, oh, this is good. It's better than Florida, I think. But anyways, okay, I digress. So, for those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment, welcome, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here with your Mental Health Moment. If you're new, again, Mental Health Moment is all about how do you work on becoming the best version of who you are, so you can show up powerfully for yourself and for the lovely people who are around you. So today's Mental Health Moment, speaking of reset, is thinking about, sometimes we need to also reset our routines, right? But it's hard sometimes because, again, there's a lot happening in the world. It's easy for us to get distracted. So we can accidentally, when we're trying to get back into a routine or get back to really focusing on what's important, it can be very overwhelming, right? It can really lead to a lot of stress. So today I'm going to share with you a couple of tips to think about. How do you get back into this routine, or uh, to really get back into what's important? Because life sometimes throws us a lot of curveballs, and then we end up down paths and we're like, wait, what are we doing? Right? Whether it's wasting time, whether it's going into unhealthy habits, whatever that looks like for you. And then we have to like pause and be like, wait a minute, let me go back to my, whatever it was you were doing where you were taking care of yourself, right? That reset. So the first thing, well, actually, let me ask you all today too. If you were to think of a routine that you know you need to get back to, which is all good, by the way, for those of you who are new, this is the no judgment zone, right? So we're not here to be in the self blame. It's really easy to accidentally get into that mental space, especially when you're working on changing. Even if you're working on changing for the better, sometimes I don't know, like we pause and we reflect, and then we get into like, I should have done this earlier, I should have done that, or why did I do this? Why did I make this decision, like all sorts of negative thinking about ourselves or judging ourselves or coming from a place of guilt or shame, right? So we're not gonna do this here. We don't do that. Mental health moment. But instead, I do want you to really think about what is it for you though? Is there something that you feel like you need to go back to? A certain routine? Is it something that you need to go back to? Maybe it's a better habit in your life. Maybe it comes in the form of maybe you need to go back to exercising. Maybe you need to go back to sleeping better, trying to sleep better, have better sleep habits. Maybe it's eating. Maybe you know what? Let me start cutting out that junk food again. Maybe it's something else, at some point in your life, whether it's work, friends, family, whatever category it is, it really is. We do this a lot on mental health moment for those of you who are new, but it really is about first you taking that step for self awareness, right? To ask yourself, what is it right now that I know that I need to get back to or I want to get back to, right? And sometimes it's hard to get back to what we need to be doing. Sometimes it's hard to get back into the healthy habits. But again, this is not from a place of blame or a place of guilt or shame, but instead from a place of self awareness and a place of empowerment, self empowerment, right? To make that set change. But let me know in the comments what that is. And the first tip I want to share with you today is I really want you to think about recognizing what has really changed, though. Like, is it sometimes the person, like we change, but sometimes there's things that are changing around us. So, is it really something that's happening in your environment? Maybe work got more stressful. Maybe something happened with your friends, family members, your coworkers, maybe it was something within yourself, right? Like what is it around you that really has changed to lead you to this place where you're like, "Oh man, I kind of got off track." Maybe it was your self-care. Maybe you were doing really well with your self-care and something happened and you got off track. But what is the thing? Like what is the situation? What is it that happened, right? So I want you to think about that. And it is absolutely positively okay if you don't have all the answers right now. That's allowed too. Okay. Because sometimes you don't know. I could be asking you a reflection question and you're like, Dr. Hammond, I really don't know right now, which is all good. But it's something maybe you're jotting down. I know some of you take notes for a mental health moment. Maybe you're jotting that down and it's something for you to reflect on, think about, be in a place of stillness. If you believe in prayer or whatever it is for you that you need to be in this kind of sort of quiet place with yourself to figure out for you what is going on in your life. And um and also knowing that sometimes you don't have all the answers and that's okay and it does take someone else to help you through the journey, right? So maybe you're like I have been trying to figure out what is going on with me. Why am I why are these things happening? And it takes a friend or a mental health professional or a family member or whomever, like, right, someone that's a positive person in your life to help you through that. And that is okay too. That is another place I found definitely in my travels and meeting a lot of different people. For some reason, we have this like, I don't know if the word's guilt, uh, but almost like judgment, definitely judgment of when we can't figure out everything ourselves. And it's like, well, we don't have to though, right? We don't have to figure out everything ourselves. We can figure out a lot of things on our own, maybe, or we can also figure things out with people who are around us, professional people, supportive people, whatever that looks like for you. Um, Someone said, I need to get back to a more scheduled sleep schedule, especially since I work from home. That's good. It's so hard because home is also my workplace. I need discipline. You know what though? Like, and that's a oh gosh, I've heard that a gazillion times actually. It is hard. And after COVID, you all, oh my goodness, I spoke to so many organizations because back then and back in 2020 when COVID-19 just affected us globally, and which was crazy, right? When we think back on that. What happened was this huge transition going into working from home, right? Because we were like a lot of us were quarantined throughout the world, which was the stressor, right? And then now it's interesting going back into the workplace. Sometimes that's stressful too. But regardless, like it can be really difficult. Um, if you do work from home to try to find the boundaries, if you will, of like where does work stop and where's my personal life. So that is but that's lovely and brilliant that you brought that up because all that means is it's like, okay, that's a place of self-awareness, right? And like you said, I need more discipline. Great. Like that's a great thing. Like that's from a place of self-awareness. We all have things that we need to tweak and change, right? But it does start with being self-aware and taking the quiet time, taking the reflection time, right? I love that. Someone said, I don't have all the answers right now. I'm doing some soul searching. Beautiful. That let me tell you, because I've met thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So those of you on Mental Health Moment, or those of you who have been with Mental Health Moment for a while, probably already know this, but I'm going to share with you all. But I will remind you all that I'm honored to say that, like just hearing stories from thousands and thousands of people throughout the world, that is something that is definitely missing, you all. That what you said, like the soul searching, the quiet time, the self reflection, like we get bogged down, you all. And I get it. It's hard. Life is busy. Life is so like there's just so much. Every day is like something new, right? It's like, okay, now we have social media. Now there's AI. Now there's robots. I just saw something this week. I don't know, like robots in people's houses and all the things, right? Like life is going really fast. Technology moves really fast. It's very easy to get distracted from ourselves. However, that's really great. And thanks for sharing that you are taking the time to do the soul searching, right? That is a part of our self-care. Um, and then the other thing I wanted to share with you today is think about for those of you who are like, okay, I know I need to get back to my routine, or I know I need to get back to healthy habits. It can be really overwhelming when you think about, let's say there's 10 things you want to get back to. That is a really overwhelming way to start. If you had on your to-do list, okay, I know I need to eat healthier, I need to sleep better, I need to have more self-care, I need to, I don't know, organize my closet. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, like that's overwhelming. So start with one. If you were to prioritize your list, right? Like start with one thing. Like what maybe it's whatever it is for you, but start with the one, right? And think of it as it's funny, like in the gym sometimes when we have like a longer workout, even actually today, the instructor's always like, okay, just chip away. Like she's obviously trying to motivate us mentally because it was just a very difficult workout. And a long workout, and you get into your head, right? Which can affect your workout. But in life, it's the same thing. Like there's certain things you just honestly have to sort of start chipping away at it. But if you looked at your to-do list, if you looked at all the things you want to quote unquote get back to, it can be really overwhelming if you don't just take the pause and start with the one, right? Start with the one, like celebrate too when you accomplish it, right? Like celebrate. I listen, I love I love a to-do list. I don't know why, because I like to check things off maybe, but I do believe, and some of you already know from reading my books, I am a huge advocate of celebrating even the smallest wins because there's a whole lot that life throws at us. So little small things that you can check off your list, celebrate yourself for them, right? Don't wait for just the big moments. Celebrate yourself along the way. Someone said life is lifing. Yes, absolutely. And oh my gosh. And we all are in different seasons, you all. So as I share this mental health moment, I do want to remind you, and I'm very aware, some of you are on the greatest seasons of your life. Like life is not lifing. Life is great. Life is good. You're on the mountaintops. Like things are great, which is amazing. And for some of you, just like that person said in the comments, like life is lifing. Like things are hard. You might be in a valley. You might be feeling low, dark season, like whatever it is that's going on with you. But gosh, I've said this before in a mental health moment before too, but like the one of the secrets of this though is to make sure that you are still working on mentally resetting yourself, right? Having the gratitude. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, especially when life is lifing. On my next book, I'll go through so many so many things. I can share so many things, but I won't right now. But nonetheless, I get it and I hear you all. But also when you work on having those mental resets for you, I always preach take a minute for you a day. You are still training your brain and your body and your soul that you still are allowed to have those moments of joy. right? You still are allowed to reset yourself, no matter if life is lifing, no matter if you're at the greatest moment in your life, wherever you're at in the journey. That is a good promise and commitment that I hope that you all make for yourselves. Some of you all, hi, thanks for joining here. Some of you all, and it's okay too, because it's a place of no judgment. Maybe there's some worthiness issues, right? Where you're like, oh, Dr. Hammond, I don't know if I deserve, right? You do deserve, but it's a whole mental healing process as well, right? To get to that place where you know you do deserve your moments of joy. You do deserve to take a minute for yourself. You absolutely positively deserve your self-care no matter what is going on in your life. Make that commitment for you, or at least start that mental journey where you can know that you can make that commitment for you. There's a lot of people I've talked to have a lot of guilt, especially when it comes to self-care. So that's a whole nother journey. Okay. Last tip today. And thanks for those who are starting to join here, by the way. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat. I know some of you are like kind of chiming a little later, which is all good. By the way, if you ever miss a mental health moment, you can always catch the replays on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page. So be sure to like that page, subscribe, yeah, and you can always catch the replays on there. If you like come in late and you're like, what is she talking about? She's on tip number 3 and I just got here. It's all good. Replays are on there. Um, the last tip I want to share with you today, though, so if you're just tuning in, we're talking about how do you work on having like mental resets? How do you work on sort of getting back to whatever it is that you need to get back to in your routine? Or maybe it was a positive change you wanted to make at the beginning of the year. Maybe you had certain things you want to do and you started, and then, life, like someone said, and you got off track, right? Like, how do you get back on track or get back to your routines without being so overwhelmed? So, the third and final tip I have for you today is to remember to make room for like not always being perfect with this. Because I've also heard many times that we like, I don't know, like we're very hard on ourselves. Like maybe you have to get back to like for example, someone said in the comments, I need to get back to a more scheduled sleep schedule, right? For example, or maybe it's eating for you or whatever, like something positive, a good um habit. And then you might get back into that routine and then you might be inconsistent for a little bit, right? Because it's a new habit you're trying to get back to. Don't beat yourself up in that process. That is so normal to have times when you're imperfect, right? Like it's okay. So when you're starting to get back on track, you feel good, something happened in your life, give yourself grace, you all. If you have to take the week off of whatever it is that you were trying to do for your self-care routine, it's okay. Right? We get back on track. If you have to take some time off from whatever said goal was, because more importantly, you have to take care of yourself during that process, please give yourself grace. Please give yourself grace. Because we can go back to it, right? We skip a couple days or something. Maybe you said, okay, I want to journal now, or whatever it is that you wanted to do. And oh, heaven forbid you skipped 2 days because life was a little busy. It's okay. But you said you would do it every day. Like those are the kind of examples I mean. It's okay to be imperfect. It is okay to get back on track. And most importantly, do not beat yourself up in the process of change. Um, so Um, so again, I really want you as I wrap up today's mental health moment, I really want you to be thinking about not only your obviously your self-care goals and the things that you want to get back to, but also like that transformation for you, giving yourself grace through it, making sure that you do check in with yourself, you do give yourself those minutes because you deserve those things. They will help your sanity, right? You need your brain and body need to reset. But also, again, like I said, to come from a place of a no judgment zone. So we're definitely from a mental health moment. This is a no judgment zone, but it's a process sometimes. We're all at different places in our mental health and wellness journey. It's a process sometimes to mentally for you be in a place where um You start to reframe some things that you tell yourself. You start to really be aware of your negative self-talk. Really be aware of maybe guilt or shame or judgment that you have towards yourself in this process, because it's so odd. Like, what's odd about changing, you all? Like, even if you're changing to a better version of you, like some little odd part of you sometimes is like, whether you call it what you will, imposter syndrome or whatever you want to call it, but some little part of you, sometimes you fight it. You don't even realize, like, you're resisting changing for the better, or you're just saying things to yourself because you're just trying to cling to like an old identity. And it's like, no, it's okay. You can change for the better. People around you will thank you as well. So it's all good. Someone said, thank you so much for your advice and optimism. Really appreciate it. Absolutely. Absolutely. There really is, you all, like, gosh, like I said, I, man, I've just met, I feel like, because I've been blessed, I would say, to have met so many resilient people. Like, man, all the story, like thousands and thousands of stories of like a lot, a lot of things. But I've seen with my own 2 eyes and heard of how resilient people are. And so from that, I always remind you all too that you are stronger than you think you are. There absolutely is hope. No matter how dark it is. I'm not saying everything's easy. That's not really true. There's things that are hard for us to go through and get through, but there always is hope, right? You'd be amazed what happens to you when you really cling to hope. What happens to you mentally and physically when you cling to hope. There's a whole bunch of studies on those, but it's good for you. That's the short of it. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up today's mental health moment. But hi, welcome, welcome. But I absolutely positively am excited for each and every one of you watching this, because you're here for yourself, right? This is about how do you work on becoming a better version of you, right? Sometimes it's taking the baby steps, like those count too. Celebrate the baby steps too. Plus, it's more fun. Like, find something, like, it doesn't have to be a massive celebration, but it's like, I don't know. Find some way to like celebrate yourself, even a little way. Makes life, just like I said, more fun. But again, so as I wrap up today's mental health moment, if you weren't here at the beginning of today's mental health moment, I'll remind you all again, if you want to join my free community, mental reset community, you can go to takeyourmentalreset.com. At the very top of the page, it'll give you the instructions of how to join. Would love to have you in it. We will be practicing. It's a brand new community, but we will be practicing taking our minutes, having the mental resets, just checking in with one another. I want it to be a very safe and supportive space. Is my goal for each and every one of you, just because we need that with everything happening in the world. So, would love to see you in there. Be blessed. Have an absolutely positively amazing week. I will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here live on Black Women Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.